Commander Jack Howard stared at the screen, his eyes red from watching the same footage over and over. The office around him was plain and small, with just a desk, chair, and a large monitor mounted on the wall. Outside the reinforced windows, Earth hung like a blue jewel against the blackness of space. He pressed play again. The faces of the colonists appeared, scared and running. Behind them, huge ships shaped like crystals descended from the sky. The message was from Proxima Centauri, the closest human colony to Earth. Then the screen went black, just like it had the previous dozen times he watched it. "That's the third time today," Lisa Morgan said from the doorway. Her uniform was crisp, and she carried a tablet in her hand. As the top intelligence officer for the United Earth Defense Force, she always seemed to know when Jack was torturing himself with the footage. "I keep thinking I'll see something new," Jack said. He rubbed his tired eyes. "Something that might tell us what happened." Lisa stepped into the room and placed her tablet on the desk. "I have bad news. It's not just Proxima Centauri V. 17 other colonies have gone silent in the last month." Jack's stomach dropped. 17. How is that possible? Why haven't we heard about this? The government is keeping it quiet. They don't want people to panic. Lisa pulled up a star map on the tablet. Red dots marked the locations of the silent colonies. "Look at the pattern. Whatever is happening, it's methodical. Something is erasing human presence from the stars, colony by colony." Jack studied the map, a chill running down his spine. "They're working their way toward Earth." "That's what I think too," Lisa said quietly. The comm unit on Jack's desk beeped. "Commander Howard, this is Control. We've lost contact with the mining station on Europa." Jack and Lisa exchanged worried looks. Europa was in their own solar system. "Acknowledged, Control. I'm on my way to the command center." Jack stood up, straightening his uniform. "Lisa, I need everything we have on these attacks. Pattern analysis, possible weapons, ship capabilities, everything." Lisa nodded. "I'll have it for you in an hour." As Lisa left, Jack took one last look at the frozen image on the screen, the crystal ships hovering over the colony. Whatever was coming for Earth, they needed to be ready. Meanwhile, on the red surface of Mars, scientist Alan Reeves crouched in a narrow cave. His suit was dirty and his oxygen levels were getting low, but he couldn't tear his eyes away from what he had found. The wall in front of him was covered in strange symbols. They glowed faintly blue in the dim light of his helmet lamp. Alan had never seen anything like them before, but he knew they weren't human. Mars had been thoroughly explored for decades, yet somehow this cave had remained hidden until a recent dust storm revealed its entrance. Alan carefully photographed each section of symbols. His hand shook with excitement and fear. These were alien writings, perhaps millions of years old, and they might be important, especially now, with colonies going silent and strange ships appearing in the outer solar system. His radio crackled. "Alan, where are you? Your oxygen is at 15%. You need to return to base now." It was Kelly Young, his research partner. "I found something, Kelly," Alan replied, still snapping pictures. "Something big. Whatever it is, it can wait. You need oxygen." Alan sighed. "Fine. I'm coming back. But get the translation software ready. We're going to be working all night." As he made his way back to the research station, Alan couldn't shake the feeling that what he found might be connected to the silence spreading across human space. The timing was too perfect to be coincidence. What he didn't know was how right he was, or how little time they had left. Back on the orbital command station, Jack Howard called an emergency meeting of Earth's Defense Council. As the officers filed in, their faces grave, he knew that humanity's greatest test was about to begin. The space station hung like a silver needle against the blackness of space. It was a neutral meeting point, far from Earth but still within the solar system. Admiral Peter Conway stood at the viewport, watching as the alien ship approached. It was massive, at least 5 times larger than the biggest human vessel, with a surface that seemed to shift and change like liquid metal. "They're requesting to dock, sir," said the communications officer. Peter nodded. His mouth felt dry. "Grant permission." He straightened his uniform and tried to look calm. As the head of Earth's space fleet, he needed to show strength. The alien ship connected to the station with a dull thump. Peter and his small team waited in the meeting room. The door slid open, and Peter had to stop himself from stepping back. The alien was huge. It stood about 12 feet tall with 6 limbs and skin like polished bronze. Its eyes were black pools that seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. "I am Vexthivor, ambassador of the Galactic Imperial Concord," the alien said in perfect English. Its voice was deep and seemed to come from all around the room. "Admiral Peter Conway, representing Earth and her colonies," Peter replied, proud that his voice remained steady. Vexthor moved into the room. The alien's movements were smooth and graceful despite its size. "Let us speak plainly, Admiral. I am here to deliver a message from the highest authority in this galaxy." Peter gestured to the large table. "Please, share your message." The alien did not sit. "Your species has been watched since you first left your planet. You have been judged and found wanting. The race known as the Voidwalkers has determined that humans are evolutionarily unstable and pose a future threat to galactic stability." Peter felt cold. "I don't understand." "It is simple. Humanity has been marked for extinction. You have 30 days to surrender your planets and submit to controlled elimination, or face complete destruction." Back on Earth, Maria Rodriguez sat in her lab beneath the Rocky Mountains. Screens surrounded her, showing data from the wreckage of an alien scout ship found 3 years ago. Most people didn't know about the ship. It had been kept secret to prevent panic. Maria had spent those 3 years studying the alien technology. Now, as she looked at the energy readings, she saw something important. The Voidwalker ships had a flaw in their shield systems. If hit at the right frequency, the shields would collapse. Her phone rang. It was Peter Conway. "Maria, you need to speed up your research. We just met with them." Peter's voice was tight with stress. "The Voidwalkers?" Maria asked, though she already knew the answer. "Yes. They've given us 30 days before they wipe us out." Maria took a deep breath. "Peter, I found something. Their shields have a weakness. If we can." "Not on this line." Peter cut her off. "I'll be there tomorrow. Keep working." On Mars, Alan Reeves hadn't slept in 2 days. The alien symbols covered the walls of his lab, along with his notes and translations. "I think I've got it," he said to Kelly Young, who looked as tired as he felt. "These aren't just random markings. They're a warning." Kelly leaned forward. "A warning about what?" "About the Voidwalkers." Ellen pointed to a series of symbols. "These describe a race that destroys civilizations they see as threats. They've been doing it for millions of years." Kelly's eyes widened. "The colony attacks." "Exactly. But look at this." Alan showed her another set of symbols. "The ancient aliens who wrote this found a way to fight back. There's a weapon hidden somewhere in the Ta City system. We need to tell someone," Kelly said. "I already did." Alan nodded toward his computer. "I sent everything to Earth Command an hour ago." In the meeting room on the space station, Peter Conway looked Vexthor in the eyes. "Humanity will not surrender. We have done nothing to deserve extinction." Vexthor made a sound that might have been a laugh. "Your worth is not for you to decide. The Voidwalkers have spoken. 30 days, Admiral. Then your species joins the countless others who were found unworthy." As the alien turned to leave, Peter thought about Maria's discovery and the secret fleet Earth had been building. The aliens thought humans would go quietly. They were about to learn how wrong they were. 5 miles beneath the Appalachian Mountains, Olivia Grant walked through a massive underground hangar. The space was so large that it had its own weather system, with small clouds forming near the distant ceiling. All around her, workers welded, hammered, and connected parts to the biggest ships ever built by human hands. Olivia had been the chief engineer of Project Phoenix for 15 years. Her hair had turned gray during that time, but her eyes still lit up when she looked at the fleet they had created. "How much longer until they're ready?" asked a voice behind her. Olivia turned to see Captain Samuel West. He was tall and strong, with a scar across his left cheek from a training accident. He would command the flagship of their secret fleet. "The Defiance will be ready in 3 days," Olivia said, pointing to the largest ship. "The rest of the fleet, maybe a week. We're pushing the crews to work faster since the aliens gave us their deadline." Samuel nodded. "I still can't believe we kept this secret for 50 years. Olivia smiled. "After we found that alien ship in Antarctica in 2107, the world's governments knew we needed to prepare. Not many people know this, but we've been building ships and training crews ever since." They walked together toward the Defiance. The ship was huge, nearly a mile long, with a smooth black surface that seemed to drink in the light. It didn't look like a normal spaceship. It had no visible engines or weapons, just a sleek shape that reminded Samuel of an ancient sword. "The alien tech we copied is amazing," Olivia said, "but what will surprise the Voidwalkers are the human improvements we added. They've never seen anything like it." Samuel ran his hand along the ship's hull. It felt warm, almost alive. "And you're sure it will work?" "As sure as I can be without fighting a real battle," Olivia replied. "Our simulations show we have a fighting chance." Samuel's phone beeped. It was a message from Admiral Conway. "They want me in the command center," he said, "something about a discovery on Mars." In the underground command center, Alan Reeves explained his findings through a video link from Mars. His face looked tired on the big screen, but his eyes were excited. "The glyphs show the location of a weapon," Alan said. "It's hidden on a moon in the Ta City system. The ancient aliens who fought the Voidwalkers left it there for other races to find." Admiral Conway frowned. "Ta City is 15 light years away. Even with our fastest ships, it would take weeks to get there." "Not necessarily," Maria Rodriguez said. She stood and pointed to a diagram on her tablet. "The alien tech we copied includes a faster way to travel. We could send a small ship and be back within days." Conway looked at Samuel. "Captain West, I need your best pilot for this mission." "Not me?" Samuel asked, surprised. "No, you'll be needed here to command the Defiance. We need a small team for this mission." Daniel Kruz stepped forward. He was compact and quiet, with eyes that missed nothing. As the leader of Earth's Special Forces, he had completed missions that most people would consider impossible. "I'll go," Daniel said. "My team can handle this." Conway nodded. "Good. You leave in 6 hours. Find this weapon and bring it back." As the meeting ended, Samuel walked with Daniel to the preparation area. "Be careful out there," Samuel said. "We don't know what else might be waiting." Daniel checked his equipment with quick, skilled movements. "Don't worry about us. Just make sure those ships are ready when we get back." Later that night, as Olivia worked on the final systems of the Defiance, she got word that Daniel's team had departed. Their small, fast ship had vanished into the darkness of space, heading for Ta City. In her office, she looked at the countdown clock on her wall. 26 days remained until the Voidwalkers would return to destroy Earth. She hoped it would be enough time. Above her, hidden in the mountain, 50 years of secret work waited to be revealed. 300 ships, built with a mix of alien technology and human creativity. The largest military force humans had ever created, and not a single enemy knew it existed. Not yet, anyway. The first attack came without warning. The Voidwalker ships appeared near the moon and opened fire on the lunar colony. The defense platforms around Earth tried to respond, but they were destroyed in seconds. The lunar colony, home to nearly 10,000 people, was gone in less than an hour. Jack Howard watched the destruction from the command center on Earth. His face was pale, but his voice remained steady as he gave orders. "Begin scatter protocol," he said to the officers around him. Get as many civilians as possible to the underground shelters. Across Earth, people rushed to the shelters built secretly over the past decades. Families grabbed only what they could carry. Children cried as sirens wailed in every city. Military transports moved people from coastal areas to hidden mountain facilities. Other ships took civilians to caves on Mars and bases hidden in the asteroid belt. From space, it looked like humans were running away in fear, with thousands of small ships leaving Earth in all directions. That was exactly what Admiral Conway wanted the aliens to think. They believe we're retreating, Conway said to Samuel West. They stood in the underground command center, watching the evacuation on large screens. That's good. Let them think we're weak. Samuel nodded. When do we show them we're not? Soon. Conway pointed to a small display showing 6 ships. Your task force is ready. Take them out and hit the Voidwalkers. Show them we can fight back. Samuel saluted and left to join his small fleet. The ships weren't the largest in Project Phoenix, but they were fast and deadly. Each one carried weapons based on technology the humans had developed by studying alien ships. The task force left Earth through 6 different hidden exits, then joined together beyond Mars. Samuel West sat in the command chair of the Defiance, feeling the power of the ship around him. All ships report ready, Captain, said his first officer. Good. Samuel took a deep breath. Set course for the enemy fleet. It's time to show them what humans can do. The Voidwalker fleet was massive. Hundreds of crystal ships hung in space near the ruins of the lunar colony. They didn't expect any resistance as they prepared to attack Earth. Samuel's ships appeared behind them, using the new drive system the humans had developed. Before the aliens could react, the human ships fired their main weapons. Beams of blue energy cut through space. 2 Voidwalker destroyers exploded as the beams hit them exactly where Maria Rodriguez had said their shields were weakest. They're turning to engage, shouted the sensor officer. Evasive pattern Alpha, Samuel ordered. All ships, continue firing on designated targets. The battle was fierce. The human ships were smaller, but they were faster and more agile than the alien vessels. They darted between the larger ships, firing their weapons with perfect accuracy. The Voidwalkers fought back. Their weapons were powerful, tearing through space with beams of red light. One human ship, the Valiant, was hit directly. It exploded in a ball of fire, taking all hands with it. Samuel felt the loss like a physical pain, but he kept giving orders. Continue the attack. Don't let them regroup. After 20 minutes of battle, the human ships pulled back. They had destroyed 2 large alien ships and damaged 3 others. Only 1 human ship had been lost. In the Voidwalker command ship, confusion spread through the ranks. No species had ever fought back so effectively. The humans were supposed to be primitive, easy to destroy. This attack suggested otherwise. As Samuel's ships returned to their hidden bases, he sent a message to Admiral Conway. First strike successful. Enemy damage. They know we can hurt them. On Earth, Conway shared the news with Jack Howard. It worked, Conway said. The odds were better than we expected. Jack nodded slowly. It's a good start, but it's only a start. We hurt them, but they'll be back with more ships. And we'll be ready, Conway replied. Daniel's team is due back from Ta City tomorrow. If they found the weapon, then maybe we have a chance, Jack finished. In space, the Voidwalker fleet regrouped. For the first time in thousands of years, fear moved through their command structure. The humans were not behaving as expected. They were fighting back. And somehow, they knew how to hurt the supposedly invincible Voidwalker ships. The news of the human attack spread quickly through the Galactic Imperial Concord. Video of the battle reached alien worlds, showing Voidwalker ships exploding as human vessels darted between them. Many species who had lived in fear of the Voidwalkers watched these videos in secret, amazed that anyone could fight back against their oppressors. On the Imperial capital world, a massive space station larger than Earth's moon, The ruling council gathered for an emergency meeting. 12 alien leaders sat around a table made of strange black material that seemed to absorb light. "This is unprecedented," said one alien with blue skin and 4 arms. "No species has ever damaged Voidwalker ships before." "The humans must have help," said another with a head like an insect. "Someone has given them technology." Ambassador Vexthor stood before the council. "It doesn't matter where they got their technology. What matters is that they must be destroyed quickly, before other species get ideas." The door to the council chamber opened. Everyone stood as a tall figure entered. Grand Admiral Zexkor, Supreme Commander of all Imperial forces, walked slowly to the center of the room. His skin was dark red, and 6 black eyes studied the council members. "I will handle the humans personally," Zexkor said. His voice was cold and flat. "Their resistance is unexpected but meaningless. I will take the inevitable dominion to Earth and end this quickly." No one argued. The inevitable dominion was the largest warship ever built, capable of destroying an entire planet. Zexkor had used it to end other rebellions in the past. Back on Earth, Daniel Kruz's ship returned from Ta City. His team had faced many dangers to get the ancient weapon, including an ambush by Imperial scout ships. 2 of his team members had died, but they had succeeded in their mission. In the underground facility, Daniel handed a small metal cylinder to Olivia Grant. It was covered in the same symbols that Alan Reeves had found on Mars. "This is it?" Olivia asked, turning the cylinder in her hands. "This is the weapon that can save Earth." "According to the ancient records, yes," Daniel said. He looked tired, with new scars on his face. "It creates a field that disrupts Voidwalker shields completely. But we need to figure out how to integrate it with our ships." Olivia nodded. "I'll get my best people on it right away." In the command center, Jack Howard met with the United Earth Council. Representatives from all nations gathered around a large table, their faces showing various degrees of fear and determination. "The evacuation is 70% complete," Jack reported. "Most civilians are now in secure locations, but our time is running out." "What do you propose?" asked the council leader, an older woman with steel-gray hair. Jack looked at Admiral Conway, who nodded. "We need to authorize full military response," Jack said. "We need to reveal our entire fleet and attack with everything we have." "That's a major risk," said another council member. "If we lose, humanity will have nothing left. If we don't use everything now, we won't get another chance," Conway said. "Our intelligence indicates that the Imperial forces are sending their strongest ship, the inevitable Dominion. Once it arrives, Earth will be in immediate danger of total destruction." After hours of debate, the council approved the plan. Project Phoenix would be fully activated, and all 300 ships would be prepared for battle. As the meeting ended, alarms sounded throughout the command center. On the main screen, a massive ship appeared near Mars. It was unlike anything humans had ever seen, shaped like a giant blade with red energy flowing across its surface. "The inevitable Dominion," Conway said quietly. "It's earlier than we expected." On the view screen, they watched as the Imperial flagship moved into Earth orbit. Its size blotted out the sun for those beneath it, casting a shadow across North America. In orbit, Ambassador Vexthor sent a message to all Earth governments. "This is your final chance. Surrender now and accept controlled extinction, or face immediate and total destruction. You have 6 hours to decide." Olivia Grant worked frantically in her lab, racing to integrate the ancient weapon into the human fleet systems. Daniel Kruz and his remaining team members joined her, following the instructions found in the Ta City ruins. The fate of humanity now depended on whether they could finish in time. The 6 hours passed quickly. On the inevitable Dominion, Grand Admiral Zexkor watched Earth through the massive view screen. The blue planet looked small and fragile from space. "Open a channel to their leaders," Zexkor ordered. "I want to hear their surrender myself." Ambassador Vexthor stood beside him. "They will surrender, Admiral. They have no choice." The screen changed to show Admiral Conway. His face was calm, showing no fear. "Have you decided to accept extinction, human?" Zexcor asked. "We have made our decision," Conway replied. "Humanity does not surrender." Zexcor's 6 eyes blinked slowly. "Then you have chosen destruction. Your planet will burn, and your species will be forgotten." "Before you begin," Conway said, "we would like to show you something." Zexcor laughed, a harsh sound like metal scraping. "There is nothing you can show me that will change your fate." The connection ended. Zexcor turned to his weapons officer. "Begin targeting their major cities. Start with their largest population centers." On Earth, Conway nodded to Jack Howard. "It's time. Begin the show." Jack pressed a button on his console. Across the planet, the defense grid began to shut down section by section. From space, it looked like Earth's protective systems were failing. "Their defenses are collapsing," reported an officer on the Inevitable Dominion. "They are completely vulnerable." Zexcor smiled, showing rows of sharp teeth. "Excellent. Fire when ready." The weapons officer raised his hand to press the firing control. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the Imperial flagship. "Admiral," shouted the sensor officer, "we're detecting multiple ships. Hundreds of them. From hidden bases on Mars, from the moons of Jupiter, from the asteroid belt, and from deep underground on Earth, humanity's true fleet emerged. 300 ships of various sizes appeared in space, their black hulls gleaming in the sunlight. They moved with incredible speed, forming a perfect attack formation around the Imperial fleet. On the bridge of the Defiance, Samuel West gave the order. All ships, activate the Ta City device. Across the human fleet, the ancient weapon powered up. A blue glow surrounded each ship as they channeled the energy from the device Olivia Grant had successfully integrated into their systems. Samuel opened a channel to the Inevitable Dominion. His message was short. "Humanity does not bow to extinction. We fight." Zexcor stared at the human fleet in shock. "Impossible," he whispered. "Where did they get so many ships?" Vexthor backed away from the view screen. They'd been hiding their true strength. This was a trap. Throughout the galaxy, on countless worlds under Imperial control, alien species gathered around communication devices. The humans had managed to hack into the Imperial broadcasting network, and now every world could see what was happening at Earth. They watched as the seemingly primitive humans revealed a massive fleet that had been built in secret. They saw the fear on Imperial faces as the human ships moved into position. For the first time in thousands of years, the Voidwalkers looked uncertain. On a small planet far from Earth, a group of resistance fighters watched the broadcast. Their leader, a female alien with silver skin, turned to her followers. "If the humans can fight, so can we." Similar scenes played out across hundreds of worlds. The myth of Voidwalker invincibility was crumbling as they watched. Back at Earth, Samuel West gave the order that would change the galaxy forever. "All ships, attack pattern Omega. Target their flagship first." The human fleet moved as one, a perfectly coordinated dance of destruction. The blue glow from the Ta City device grew brighter as they approached the Imperial ships. The Inevitable Dominion fired its main weapons. Red beams of energy shot toward the human fleet, but where they should have destroyed dozens of ships, they did almost nothing. The blue glow from the Ta City device absorbed the energy, just as the ancient aliens had designed it to do. Then the human fleet opened fire. Hundreds of weapons discharged at once, all targeting the Imperial flagship. The Inevitable Dominion's shields flickered and failed as the ancient weapon did its work. The greatest battle in human history had begun, and the entire galaxy was watching. The human fleet moved like nothing the Empire had ever seen. Instead of fighting in a single group, the Earth ships broke into smaller teams. Each team targeted a different Imperial ship, attacking from multiple directions at once. "They're not following any pattern we know," said an Imperial officer on the Inevitable Dominion. "Our battle computers can't predict their movements." Zexcor gripped his command chair as his flagship shook from another hit. How are they breaching our shields? No one could answer him. The secret of the Tav City device remained unknown to the Imperial forces. All they knew was that their once invincible ships were now vulnerable. In an underground facility on Earth, Lisa Morgan led a team of computer specialists. Their screens showed the Imperial command network, its security now broken by human hackers. "We're in their systems," Lisa reported to Admiral Conway. "Beginning Phase 2. Her team uploaded a virus designed by Earth's best programmers. Within minutes, Imperial ships began losing communication with each other. Their weapon targeting systems failed. Some ships lost power completely. On the Defiance, Samuel West directed the battle with calm precision. Each human ship knew its role perfectly. Years of secret training were now paying off as the fleet executed maneuvers that confused and divided the enemy. "The Imperial left flank is breaking," reported Samuel's tensor officer. "Their ships are trying to retreat." Samuel nodded. "Don't let them escape. If any get away, they'll bring reinforcements." The battle had been raging for nearly an hour when alarms sounded on the Defiance's bridge. "Captain," shouted the weapons officer, "the inevitable Dominion is powering up its main weapon. Energy readings are off the charts." On the Imperial flagship, Zexcor had made his decision. If his fleet couldn't defeat the humans in battle, he would destroy their planet entirely. "Target their Earth," he ordered. "Full power to the planet killer." The front of the inevitable Dominion began to glow red as it gathered energy from multiple dimensions. The weapon could crack a planet in half with a single shot. Samuel West saw the danger immediately. "All ships, focus fire on that weapon." The human fleet turned their weapons on the inevitable Dominion, but its remaining shields were strongest around the planet killer. The blue glow of the Tav City device weakened the shields but couldn't bring them down fast enough. "We need more time," Samuel said quietly. He looked at his crew, then made the hardest decision of his life. "Helm, set course directly for the inevitable Dominion's main weapon. Maximum speed." His officers stared at him in shock. "Sir, that's a suicide run," said his first officer. "I know." Samuel stood tall. "But it will give Earth a chance." The Defiance broke from the battle formation and accelerated toward the Imperial flagship. The ship's engines pushed beyond their limits as they raced against the charging planet killer. In the underground facility, Olivia Grant watched the Defiance's approach on her screen. "What is he doing?" she whispered, then realized Samuel's plan. "No." The Defiance slammed into the focusing array of the planet killer weapon just as it prepared to fire. The impact crushed the front of the human ship, killing Samuel instantly. But the damage was done. The planet killer's energy had nowhere to go. A massive explosion tore through the front of the inevitable Dominion as the weapon collapsed in on itself. The energy cascade ripped through the Imperial flagship, destroying systems and killing crew members by the hundreds. Olivia saw her chance. "All engineering teams, target the energy fluctuations around the inevitable Dominion. Used frequency pattern Delta." The human fleet adjusted their weapons and fired together. The combined attack, targeting the exact frequency that Olivia had calculated, caused a chain reaction inside the crippled flagship. The inevitable Dominion began to break apart. Explosions rippled along its length as the mighty ship died. Throughout Imperial space, the subjugated species watched as the most powerful warship in the galaxy was destroyed by the humans. On dozens of worlds, inspired by Earth's example, aliens rose up against their Imperial overlords. The tide had turned, not just in the battle at Earth, but across the entire galaxy. Admiral Conway watched the destruction of the inevitable Dominion with mixed emotions. They were winning, but the cost had been high. Samuel West and the crew of the Defiance had sacrificed themselves to save Earth. "The Imperial fleet is in full retreat," reported an officer. "Do we pursue?" "No," Conway said. "Let them run. Let them tell everyone what happened here today." 6 months after the Great Battle, Earth was still healing. The sky above Washington, D.C. was filled with ships from a dozen alien worlds as representatives gathered for an historic meeting. Admiral Peter Conway stood at a large window in the newly built Galactic Council building. Beside him was Maria Rodriguez, now head of Earth's Technology Division. They watched as ships of various designs landed in the special area set aside for the visitors. "Did you ever think we'd see this day?" Peter asked. Maria shook her head. "When the Voidwalkers first attacked, I thought we might not survive at all. Now look at us, hosting a gathering of species from across the galaxy." The meeting room was designed to accommodate beings of many shapes and sizes. Aliens with 4 arms sat next to those who floated in special tanks. Some were tall, others small. Some looked almost human, while others were completely different from any life on Earth. Once everyone was seated, Peter stepped to the center of the room. "On behalf of humanity, I welcome you all to Earth. Just months ago, many of us were enemies. Today, we meet as potential friends." Ambassador Vexthor was there, no longer representing the Imperial Concord, which had collapsed after the battle. Now he spoke only for his own people. "The Empire was wrong about humans," Vexthor admitted. "We thought your species was dangerous because you were different. We did not understand that difference could be strength." A tall alien with silver skin stood up. She was Talaver, leader of the resistance that had overthrown Imperial rule on 12 worlds. "Humans showed us that the Voidwalkers could be defeated," she said. "For thousands of years, we lived in fear. You taught us to fight back. Now we must build something better than the Empire. A true alliance where all species are equal." The meeting lasted for days as the different species worked out the details of their new alliance. It would not be easy. Some still distrusted others. Old enemies had to learn to work together. But the defeat of the Voidwalkers had given them all a chance to try. On Mars, Alan Reeves continued his study of the ancient glyphs. With help from scientists of other species, he made a disturbing discovery. Humanity isn't the first to defeat the Voidwalkers, he told Jack Howard over a secure link. According to these records, they've been defeated before, only to return centuries later. They're part of a cycle that's gone on for millions of years. Jack frowned. "So they might come back." "Maybe. But next time, we won't be facing them alone." In a quiet garden in Virginia, Jack Howard visited a memorial built to honor those who died in the war. Thousands of names were carved in stone, including Samuel West and the crew of the Defiance. Jack placed his hand on Samuel's name, remembering his friend. A woman approached with flowers. It was Kelly Young, who had worked with Alan Reeves on Mars. "The new data from the alien scientists confirmed what we found," she said. "The colony on Proxima Centauri left a message before it was destroyed. We just decoded it." She handed Jack a tablet. On it were simple words. "We ventured to the stars not knowing what awaited us. We remain among them now, having shown the galaxy what humanity truly is." Jack read it twice, then nodded. That should be the inscription for the memorial. High above Earth, the new flagship of humanity's fleet prepared for its maiden voyage. The Phoenix was larger than the Defiance, built with technology shared by Earth's new allies. Olivia Grant had overseen its construction, ensuring it carried the best of human and alien design. Captain Lisa Morgan, newly promoted, stood on the bridge of the Phoenix. Her first mission would be to take ambassadors to formerly Imperial worlds, not as conquerors, but as equals in a new galactic community. As the Phoenix left Earth orbit, Lisa looked at the blue planet below. The war had cost humanity dearly, but they had won more than just their survival. They had won their place among the stars, not through conquest, but by standing firm against extinction and offering friendship to those once considered enemies. The Phoenix accelerated away from Earth, carrying humanity's hope for a better future into the vastness of space.